everybody, and welcome back to Lindsey's Little Library. So today is another BookList Thursday. BookList Thursday is something I do with Sarah over at Sarah's Nightstand. We come to you every Thursday with some sort of book, thoughts, ideas, recommendations, something bookish related. So today we're going to talk about male main characters in books, which is, as I was looking at my shelves, I do not have a ton of male main characters in books. But they're definitely some of my favorite books have male main characters. So I have 5 of them that I want to talk to you about. The first one is everyone in my family has killed someone by the person on the picture. I can't think of it. I just looked at it. Oh man. Anyways, I've talked about this book quite a bit. This is definitely one that I highly recommend, and ever since I've read it, I've talked to a number of people about this book. So our main character is a man, and he is traveling back to meet up with his family. They're doing this whole family reunion. It's been a while since everyone's been together, and they're all meeting at like a ski resort in the mountains, I believe in Colorado. Very remote, and they're kind of taking over like the whole resort. Like they have the majority of the rooms there, if not all of them. Yeah. And so we go along with, and I should say it's told from multiple perspectives, but one of the characters, or a few of the characters, are men, and you're going to hear from their side of things. I thought it was written in a really unique way. The way it breaks down that fourth wall, and you as a reader are part of the story and you're spoken to throughout the story. I thought that was really awesome. And there's the setup is, hey, everyone in my family has killed someone, and here is how it unfolded or unfolds. And that's about all I can say. I don't want you to go in with too much information, because I think being blind for this one is the right way to do this. But it was so fantastic. I cannot wait for, there's another book coming out, I believe this fall. My daughter even read this one, and she's like, Mom, you pre-ordered that book, right? Like, I gotta read it. And that says a lot from my oldest, who isn't as big of a voracious reader as myself or my other daughter is. So the fact that she's loving it and can't wait for the next one should tell you quite a bit, honestly. Next one I want to talk about is Flight of Dreams by Ariel Lawhon. This is Ariel Lawhon's take on what happened with the Hindenburg. So the Hindenburg was this huge blimp that was used commercially. Like you could buy a ticket to take the Hindenburg. I believe this one, it's coming from, it's making its final flight to Lakehurst, New Jersey. And so on this flight, we have a stewardess, the navigator, we have a cabin boy, we have a journalist, and we have an American businessman. And so you're reading it from all of their perspectives. Ariel Lawhon just writes her books so uniquely. We have, like, there's not really chapters, you just switch between perspectives. So we have a couple of those main characters are boys or men, and you go through Ariel's take on what could have maybe happened to lead the Hindenburg to its demise, basically. It was fantastic. I know Ariel Lawhon's not for everybody. I really enjoy her books. I love her very unique way of telling a story. And I think you should give her a try if you haven't yet. So, Field of Dreams. Next one, pretty well known. We have The Shack by William Paul Young. This one follows our main character, Mac. His youngest daughter was abducted during a family vacation, and there's evidence that she was brutally murdered in this abandoned shack. 4 years later, in the midst of him still dealing with this, Mac is still just heartbroken and depressed and beside himself and overcome with grief. His wife and his other children go off for the weekend. He stays home alone, and he gets this very mysterious note that's apparently from God inviting him to that shack for the weekend. And we go from there. This is beyond beautiful. This is it makes me look at my faith through kind of different lenses. It made me, I don't know, it really moved me and really touched me. It was so good. I love it. Next one we have House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. Oh, this is another hug in a book, my friend. We have Linus, and he is a single man working at the department in charge of magical youth. He is very like, this is my career, this is my job, these are the rules I follow. This is how things go, and I go to work from this time and I go home and I do this, and we're very much a routine and very kind of a bland life. He knows it's a bland life. It's quiet, it's fine, but then we see that things start to change. He is summoned by extremely upper management at the department in charge of magical youth, and he has to go on this very classified assignment to travel to an orphanage on a distant island and determine whether 6 very dangerous magical children are so dangerous that they're likely to bring about the end of the days. And he has to go make sure things are kosher at this orphanage and nothing bad is going to happen. So he travels there and we meet these 6 children, and I want to bring all of them home, especially Chauncey. It's just so fantastic. And then we have our other main character that comes into play. We have Arthur Parnassus. He's the master of this orphanage. So we have Linus there on strict business, Arthur there saying, we're fine, leave us alone, it's working. And it's such an amazing book. I loved that one. Last one I want to talk about, probably one of the harder books to read in this stack. We have All the Ugly and Wonderful Things by Bryn Greenwood. This follows a couple of main characters. We have Wavy and we have Kellen. So Wavy is the daughter of a drug dealer. Her parents are horrible people. It's in order to make sure she survives, she keeps her mouth shut, she stays on the straight and narrow, she takes care of her brother and is just trying to stay out of the way. Then one day, she finds solace like going out at night and stargazing and kind of being in the fields by herself. As she is done and coming back, her stargazing almost causes an accident with this man named Kellen. Kellen is one of the people that works for her father, but he notices how Wavy needs some help. So Kellen kind of takes Wavy under his care, and they have a very unique relationship that arises from that. You get perspectives from Wavy and Kellen in this book. This is such a beautiful book, and I like it, and I feel bad that I like it, but it's so great, and I think you should just read it. There are some trigger warning issues with this. Kellen is much older than Wavy. Wavy is only like, how old is she? Teenager, like 13, 14. And they do develop a relationship. So, but it's done in a very thought-provoking way. So highly suggest this book if you're into expanding your mind and you're maybe challenging your beliefs. I don't know how else to describe it, because it's wrong, yet it just works in this story. Maybe that's the best way. So there's that one, but you get Kellen and Wavy's perspective. So here's my books with some male main characters. I definitely need to, again, expand my reading a little bit, but you know, I just read good books, so I'm not worried about it. If it's good, it'll make its way to me. Let me know in the comments below if there's any other books that you have that have some male main characters that you would like me to check out. Otherwise, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you next time. Oh, don't forget to go to Sarah's channel. I'm sure she has a completely different stack of books to share with you today, so head over to Sarah's channel and check those out too. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye.